Hi, this is Ben Lim CW, and I am here to 10x your income, business, and life. The most important sell. Whatever you are selling, the most important sell is to yourself. It is not to others, but the most important sell is to yourself. You have to be convinced of your beliefs so strongly that you demonstrate to the buyer with 100% certainty that what you sell is the best choice. Convince comes from the Latin word convict, which means to conquer. So, if you are convinced, you can conquer, you can sell. We are now living in the information age. Everyone has information. You just Google it. Very few people, however, they have conviction or certainty about the information that they collected. So a sale is made when your conviction and your belief about something is stronger than another's. At this point, the other person will give up their sense on conviction and become convinced of yours. That is the point when a sale becomes possible, and never until then. Conviction is the MAC or break point. It has nothing to do with the product or service, but the conviction that you have about it. Who's more sold on the product? Who is more convincing, more believable? You'll meet people who are convinced of their position, and they are so convinced of their belief where they become almost like a statue, like a big rock, unmovable, uncheckable. So you have to ask yourself, how do I get them to shift, move from their solid position and get them to believe? Alexander Graham Bell, he was considered a crazy man when he talked about inventing a device which the human voice will be transmitted long distance over long wires. People told him this invention, now called the telephone, was impossible. Look, it's impossible only until someone makes it possible. Look at the aeroplane, the internet, the iPhone. Who would have imagined this device can become your television, your computer, your radio, your camera, everything, and without any buttons? 20 years ago, would you have believed that? And we are talking about electric cars right now, self-driving cars. What about living on planet Mars? Impossible until someone makes it possible. Society, family, and friends say, hey, Ben, be reasonable, be sensible. And if you believe this, it makes you a poor salesperson. In sales, if you want greatness, you have to be unreasonable. Be convinced what you have is better. If you want financial success for yourself, for your family, for your future, and not some hobby or pastime, you have to be great in your field. This means you are completely and unreasonably convinced, sold on yourself, your product and your company, that your idea that no one can change your belief, no one can change your position. Listen, maybe you have allowed your certainty to be shaken at some point in time. Your certainty has wavered. Maybe something or someone entered your head and made you doubt yourself, doubt your product, doubt your company. Relax, my friend. This happens to all of us. This happens to everyone. In your career, your certainty will get shaken. Now, find out what has made you uncertain and throw it out like the rubbish. Look, if you yourself won't buy the product, how are you going to sell it? You will fail if you have any uncertainty in your mind, in your thoughts about what you are selling. You will only sell when you believe it is the right product, it is the right thing, and it benefits your customer. So here are questions you need to answer for yourself to build conviction. Number one, why should anyone borrow money to buy your product? Number two, why should they buy my product instead of someone else's? Number three, why should someone do it right now rather than wait another second, 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days, 3 months? Why should they do it now? Number four, why should they buy your product that is more expensive rather than someone else's that is cheaper? Number five, why should someone do it with you rather than someone down the street? And lastly, why should they choose your company and not some other company? If you cannot answer these questions quickly, it's because you're not convinced and you're not sold on yourself, you're not sold on your product, you're not sold on your company. But if you are completely sold and you would have an immediate response, become so thoroughly and completely sold on your product that your conviction gets so high that it draws people to you. I'm not suggesting you lie to yourself, but I'm suggesting that you find the answers to the above questions and work on your convictions. Answer these questions convincingly every day and see how your sales and income grow. Remember, the most important sell is to yourself. Click the link below to get the free download that can help you to 10x your income, business, and life.